So I think we do have to pause for just a minute to celebrate some of the victories that we have been scoring on the right. You know, it's not all bad news. In fact, a lot of the news, I think, culturally is really good. Netflix sent out a letter to its people saying we're not going to be woke anymore. If you can't let various opinions speak, then maybe Netflix is not the right place for you to work. They've taken down some of their projects, like an Ibram Kendi, who I think is really a dope. They've taken down his anti-racist baby project over there. So some of the woke stuff is going down. And most importantly, the Disinformation Bureau from Homeland Security, this Orwellian craziness has been put on hold. Nina Jankowicz resigned. She was, now she's the victim. She is the victim. This is this woman, remember, who sang supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, telling us that anything she disagreed with was disinformation, saying basically that any time you attacked a woman politician, it was a dog whistle of misogyny. Right? It was a way of spreading disinformation about women and could be attacked by the government, right? And now she's the victim because she had to resign. Here she is on MSNBC explaining her plight, cut 22.
I have prided myself over my career of being a really nuanced, reasonable person. Again, as I said, I've briefed and advised both Republicans and Democrats. I admire some of the steps that the Trump administration even took to combat disinformation, including Senator Rob Portman and his bills against deepfakes and, funding the Global Engagement Center at the State Department. So to say that I'm just a partisan actor was wildly out of context. And then beyond that, it wasn't just, these mischaracterizations of my work, but it was death threats against my family.
Well, death threats, of course, are always wrong and always terrible, and that's a shame, and it also discredits the people who are actually saying the truth, because she, right there, is lying. She is not a nonpartisan. She pushed the claim that Trump had a tie to a Russian bank, which we now know is completely false. She went after the Hunter Biden laptop story. She called it a Trump campaign product. And again, she declared that any criticism of women was inherently misogynistic and therefore disinformation. She is a total left-wing partisan and also a total loon singing supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. She's just a complete, she's one of these people who's so wrapped up in a world that agrees with her that she doesn't know what she looks like to the rest of us, which is most of us, is most people. Peter Ducey, again, went after Karine Jean-Pierre, who is the new press secretary, the first black gay immigrant to be such a complete twit. Here's Ducey taking her on cut 19.
So if it's pausing because you think the board was mischaracterized, then the Disinformation Board is being shut down because of disinformation? Is that what's happening here?
Look, I mean, the board was put forth for a purpose, right? To make sure that we really did address what was happening across the country when it came to disinformation.
And it's okay right now, 75 days.
It's just it's going to pause. There's been a mischaracterizations from outside forces, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to pause it. And we're going to do an assessment.
They're quietly doing this in the Navy, too. This was on a little website. Top Navy Admiral quietly removes woke books from the Navy's reading list. This is happening all over. The thing is, Americans are basically not racist. In fact, having lived overseas, I can tell you they're the least racist people on earth. We all have racism. We all have bigotry. We all have sin in our hearts. But still, America as a system is a system that is a machine for bringing people in and bringing people up. But the thing is, once you admit that people aren't racist, then you have to admit that you are in a different argument than you say you are. We're not having an argument between hate and not hate. We're having an argument between which policy helps people the most, right? And the people on the right basically are saying, the left, they basically think it helps blacks if we lower standards so they can get higher grades, instead of saying, no, we need better education. They think they can decriminalize crime instead of saying, no, we need stronger families, stronger moral teaching. And they reject white ideas like reason and math. That's going to help black people a lot. But we on the right, at least me, what I think is that freedom is a mirror. Freedom is a mirror. If you don't like what you see in that mirror, take responsibility for it and change it. People fight all kinds of obstacles to get to America, to become part of American society, to win acceptance in American society, to take advantage of the things we have. You won. You won. And God bless you. You should have won, and you won. The rest is up to you. For more Klavan-y goodness, like and subscribe to the Andrew Klavan Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.